Hello, welcome to Effortless Qigong. My name is Jared, and in this video, I'll be talking about what is Qigong theory. So I'm going to be giving people a few minutes just to join the live. Um, I am excited to share this with you. I think that learning the basics of Qigong theory it can help improve your practice. If you're someone who's been following along with my videos for a while now, maybe you've been doing it, maybe you discovered these videos through YouTube and you don't know a whole lot about what Qigong actually is or where it came from. This short 30-minute about live stream is going to help teach you about what the practice of Qigong is all about. We're going to talk about some basic definitions, the history of Qigong, where it came from, that sort of thing, as well as I want by the end of this live stream to have inspired you and given you the vision to see how investing in a Qigong practice over the course of your life is going to make a huge difference, because it has for me. I think for me, Qigong has grounded me. It's made me more mature. It's given me a healthier expression of my own spirituality, as well as a sort of rooting and a cornerstone foundation for many other healthy habits that I'm building in my life. A bit of background about me, if you guys don't know, my name is Jared Dempsey. I am a certified Holden Qigong teacher and mindfulness coach, and I basically help people have less stress and more energy. Now, my background, basically, going back to being a kid, is that I really struggled a lot with being really sensitive, honestly, super sensitive, diagnosed with ADHD as a kid, always pretty smart, pretty athletic, and I reached a point in my 20s where my anxiety was really bad. I was dealing with stress and anxiety in unhealthy ways that honestly took me almost a decade from that point to fully kind of figure out what I was doing right and wrong. Sometimes the simplest things are hidden, honestly, right in front of you. And so in my early 20s, I really started reading books on self-help. I really realized that if I was going to improve my life, that I was going to have to kind of turn inward and start to build those skills. So I started reading books on psychology and spirituality and personal growth, and eventually what that led me to is a practice of Qigong, because I got into meditating with a mindfulness app, or the Headspace app, and then from Headspace I got into doing like journaling. That became a big part of my life, and I started exploring different spiritual schools. During COVID as well, there were all these online festivals. I attended those, and what that led me to eventually was like the practice of Qigong. And so I'm a certified Holden Qigong teacher, and my life's mission is to help people to have less stress and more energy. I think the practice of Qigong is not well known, though it's becoming more popular. And so my goal here today is to share this information for those who are interested. And who is this live stream for? This live stream is for anyone who is new to Qigong, or if you've been practicing Qigong for a while and you're looking to refresh your understanding of the Qigong theory, or go deeper into it. Sometimes Qigong is an embodied practice. We're just doing the movements, doing the exercises, and we don't really know really what it is or where it came from. So this will be a good for that. So look, a lot of times in life it's so easy to become disconnected from our bodies, from our energy, and this happens because we have like a lot of stressful things to do in life. We have work, we've got the kids, we've got school, we've got our own challenges, right? And we can be so focused on the external challenges that we're dealing with that we lose connection to our bodies. And of course, our bodies at the end of the day is the only place we ever are. And so what Qigong does is that offers us the ability to kind of look back into ourselves, to explore our own energy, and to work with it and to become skillful with it. So Qigong. So this live stream is for, yeah. Okay. Cool thing about Qigong is it's for everyone. You don't have to be super athletic. Yes, it's a movement practice. You don't have to believe in anything. You don't have to be religious. You don't have to be young or old. Really, Qigong is for anyone who's interested in the practice and wants to explore their own life force energy. Okay, so here are 3 definitions of Qigong. I find sometimes that Qigong can be a challenging thing to define. So I've gathered 3 definitions here from 3 grandmasters, 3 well-renowned Qigong experts. First one is from Big Daddy Lee Holden. He says, Qigong is the art of effortless power, learning how to feel and cultivate energy naturally and gracefully. The next definition comes from Ken Cohen, who wrote the book, The Way of Qigong, a fantastic Qigong book. He says, Qigong means working skillfully with the energy of life through breath, movement, awareness, and intention. Very cool. Next, we've got another definition from Montauk Jia. Montauk says, Qigong is the practice of gathering, refining, and circulating energy to heal, energize, and grow spiritually. So what you can see from these definitions is that Qigong it's a practice for health, performance, and you can also look at it through a spiritual lens as well, which is really great. So what is Qi? Qi is a Chinese word for life force or energy. Qi is your aliveness. Okay? You are alive right now. You have energy. If you didn't, what's really the difference between a person who's alive and a person who's not? It's that they've got this animating power in them, right? Because you can say that as soon as a person dies, they probably have the same hormones, the same neurons, muscles, tendons as a living person. It's just there's no longer that functional energy moving through them. And that is your Qi. It's your aliveness. Qi is your life force energy. In the West, people like to say, well, Qi doesn't exist. Qi is less real than physical matter or things you can see, things you can observe. But what that person might not be understanding is that the very fact that you're able to observe anything is because you're alive in the first place. And so you're kind of putting the cart in front of the horse. Qi is your aliveness. Okay, it's the energy that's animating and moving your body. Okay, so that's what Qi is. So Qi it comes from the idea of Qi is rooted in traditional Chinese medicine and Taoism. And so the whole idea is that with Qigong, what we're trying to do is balance the body's energy. This idea that when Qi is blocked or deficient or out of harmony, it can cause energy problems like fatigue or overthinking or having too much energy, right? So Qigong, in a sense, the goal is to balance and regulate the life force energy. So that's pretty cool. All right, how are we doing? Is that making sense so far? Is that interesting? Do you resonate with this? All right, let's dive into a brief history of Qigong. What is the history of Qigong? Where does it come from? What is it all about? Qigong has roots going back 4,000 years old. So sometimes people, underestimate, what you can do in 4,000 years, right? If you're developing something over 4,000 years, there's probably some truth to it at the end of the day, and it might actually be really useful, okay? So Qigong, it evolved from ancient shamanic healing practices. It was refined through the Tao, through Buddhists. There's also Confucius and other martial arts traditions have all incorporated and used Qigong in their development, okay? Traditional Chinese medicine also incorporates Qigong as a foundational aspect of it. And today people practice Qigong to heal, for spiritual development, to cultivate more vitality, more energy, more high quality energy, and also to connect with life itself. That's pretty interesting. So Qi is not just one thing. And there's a reason for that. I think people sometimes get caught up in this idea. They're like, okay, I know what a finger is because I can see a finger. A finger is a thing, but what is Qi? You know, I look in the body, I don't see it there. So Qi is your life force energy, and we get that from different places. Okay, so one Qi you get, it's very easy to understand, is food. You know that through eating food, our body has a digestive system which is able to take that food, the energies, the calories, the nutrients, and to turn that into life force. For example, if you're gonna run a marathon, you really wanna make sure you've eaten before the marathon so you have enough energy to run the marathon. If you don't have any energy, what's gonna happen is that you're gonna burn out. You're gonna bonk or hit the wall, they say, in your marathon, and you're not gonna be allowed to have energy. And so in Qigong, that's actually called Gu Qi or food Qi. It's one form of Qi. Another form of Qi we have is air Qi. If you don't breathe for if you were to hold your breath for 10 minutes, you'd probably be a goner, right? So that's your Yan Qi, or your Zong Qi is the air Qi. Okay, so we get Qi from the air, turn it into life force. So those two first ones, we got food Qi, and then we've got air Qi. So these are just examples of how we are taking energy in from our environment and using it to maintain our life force energy. Okay, because if we don't breathe, if we don't eat, we die. And so these are aspects of our energetic system that we're working with in Qigong. And then the next one we've got, this is kind of the big one, is our original Qi. So this is the Qi we're given at birth. You know, the difference between someone who's born alive and born dead is that they've got Qi. So your mother gives you your initial Qi. Qi is often looked at, original Qi is looked at like this immortal candle that keeps being handed off through generations. So humans are alive, we're a living species, and we kind of are able to hand off forever, as far as we can tell, our life force energy onto the next generation through birth. And that's your original Qi. So you have these three types of Qi. You've got Qi we get from the air, we've got Qi we get from food, and we've got Qi that we were born with. Okay, so what I kind of want you to notice is that we might just call this energy or calories or in fact you're alive. Qi is kind of pulling together a lot of Western ideas into a more fluid tapestry. And so Qi isn't one thing, Qi is your aliveness, and you can explore Qi philosophically, and it's very interesting to kind of get this Chinese perspective, this Chinese medicine perspective, and use it to change the way you see your life. Okay, so that's basically what Qi is. Also, something that I wanted to point out too is it's very common if you've done acupressure. We've got the 12 meridians in Qigong. So these are these energy pathways that are flowing through the body, nourishing the body. We've got 3 dantians, we've got the vessels. So we've got these other interesting maps and ways of looking at how the energy actually is circulating and being stored in the body. So basically with Qigong, what we're doing is we're using these 3 types of Qi. You get the food Qi, air Qi, original Qi, and other types of Qi that we get from our environment. And we're learning how to use our breath, how to use stretching, movement, self-massage, and energy work to circulate this energy through the meridians, to cultivate and strengthen our storage of this qi so that we can live healthy, vibrant, and quality lives. So it's pretty interesting. I think it's one of the most interesting things in the world. And for me, as someone who's a sort of a amateur philosopher, I felt like the theory of qi brought together a lot of separate schools of thought in the West and brought them together. So that's really interesting. So what are the different types of Qigong? That's right, there's not just one type of Qigong. There's actually, like, as far as I can tell from my research, I've heard this number thrown around, like there's like 1,000 types of Qigong, 2,000 types of Qigong, 3,000 types. There's like thousands of types, schools. And those thousands of types can be categorized into basically three buckets. So these three, they can be categorized into three buckets. We've got medical Qigong, which is really focused on healing, health maintenance, okay? Preventing disease, that's really good stuff. We got martial arts styles of Qigong, which is about building up that energy so we can use it in martial arts settings, fighting. And then we've got spiritual Qigong. A lot of Taoist Qigong is sort of spiritual Qigong, guys like Montauk Chia and stuff like that. And that spiritual Qigong is really about connecting to our energy more deeply, cultivating more inner peace, pursuing enlightenment, and connecting to the universe. But for a lot of beginners, I think that, like for me, what really got me into it is this idea of health, wellness, is what got me into the Qigong practice. So, I say for beginners, really thinking about Qigong for health and wellness, that sort of scholar Qigong, that basic medical Qigong, I think is really good. So we've talked a bit about Qigong, but why would you be interested in doing this? Like, okay, you've got this ancient practice done for thousands of years. It's good for cultivating peace, harmony, letting go of stress and tension. But why pursue Qigong as a life practice? So I think a lot of people right now are discovering Qigong on YouTube. They're discovering Qigong online, and there's all these really short routines. And I think that's a great way to get started with a Qigong practice. So if you're brand new to Qigong right now and you're just watching this live stream or you're tuning in, definitely consider watching some of the videos I have here on YouTube or just exploring different Qigong routines online. It's the kind of type of exercise and activity that you really gotta try. You gotta get that first-hand experience by doing it. But what I'm learning is that, and what I want to share with you here in this live stream is it's a very deep and nuanced practice. And Qigong helps you to cultivate stress, helps you to age more gracefully, improve longevity, and improve overall health. Right? We've done studies on Qigong. We know the benefits of all these components, like the deep mindful breathing, mindfulness, stretching, all these incredible things that we do as part of a Qigong practice have so many fantastic health benefits. And I think that part of the quality of developing a vision for developing Qigong is becoming so strong and so grounded in your energy that we're no longer being pushed around by all the energies of life. Like Qigong gives you that toolkit to manage stress, to improve your health, that just like isn't available in other systems. And the more you practice, the more you gain that understanding of Qigong is a reward in itself. Because I think when we learn about this idea of Qi, okay, this life force energy, in the West, we either are kind of open to it, but in fact, I think most people aren't. They just don't even believe that it's a real thing. But what's great about when you commit to developing this practice over the long term is that you actually start to feel your energy. You actually start to work with your energy field. You actually start to understand how your breath affects your emotions, how stretching affects your emotions. And I think Qigong is actually like a foundational habit to so much else in life, like your sleep, your nutrition, your relationships. And just starting to gain that lens, I think can really change people's lives. So yeah, it's not a short-term fix. It's not like, I've gone into offices and I've taught Qigong, just 10 minutes, and I can see after some stretching and some opening up, the shift people have from being stressed and tense to just like open and laughing and feeling more relaxed. That's like a quick fix type of Qigong that I think is great for people just getting started, or for people who, aren't going to commit to it. But for those who are, to see Qigong as a lifelong companion for spiritual growth, for personal development, for maintaining health and longevity, it's just phenomenal. I don't think a lot of people take personal growth or spiritual development really that seriously. Me personally, I read tons of books. There's a point there before I moved to Montreal, I had like maybe 150 books on different subjects: psychology, wellness, health, spirituality, enlightenment, mindfulness, like everything. Like I really am curious about life. I really want to learn and to grow and deepen my understanding of life. And to me, Qigong, the lens it gave me, the way it allowed me to see the world, I saw this as like a catalyst or an aspect of some of the highest wisdom in the universe for a human, honestly. But also, I'm bringing a Western and modern perspective to it. I think Qigong, just like all of biology, is constantly evolving and growing. And as a community, that's really the space I want to hold, is like, look, we've got this amazing 3,000, 4,000 year old practice. We're also entering the age of artificial intelligence, and we have more access to information than anyone ever. Like, think about all of that 4,000 year history of Qigong practice, people learning and mastering and sharing this, also keeping these techniques hidden and safe, because a lot of these ancient practices were actually hidden because if you knew these techniques, you could be ostracized or killed. Okay, some of these practices are very powerful. And modern science is just starting to, we're just learning about yoga and mindfulness and the mind-body connection. Like, these are relatively new advancements. And we're learning the long-term implications of being disconnected from our bodies, right? If you read Gabor Mate's work, he really suggests that being inauthentic, not being connected to your body, not really mastering an embodied, authentic energy, can actually lead to things like multiple sclerosis and various other degenerative diseases as we age, cancers and all these things. So we really want to take this seriously, that learning to master our energy, learning how to breathe properly, learning how to eat properly, and to live in harmony with the seasons are really, really, really important. So yeah, effortless Qigong, what I'm looking to cultivate here is a modern take on Qigong. It's modern, but I have to admit, like, I'm very interested in science and all this stuff too, but I'm a spiritual guy, guys. Like, if it's about cultivating peace, if it's about connecting to the universe, if it's about raising the vibration on Earth so that humans can live more peaceful, harmonious lives, like, I'm all for it. That's what we're doing here. Here at Effortless Qigong, we are learning to embody our own energy, to increase our own vibe, so that we can actually live high quality lives. But those around us, our friends, our family, when they start to see that shift in our energy, that, look, we're becoming more loving, more peaceful, more grounded in ourselves, then they can do the same, right? We have a culture right now where a lot of people are addicted to their phones, fast food, stress. I see people smoking cigarettes and pot and drinking alcohol, which can be, you live your life, you do your thing, But those are not high quality ways of dealing with stress. And unfortunately, that's the way a lot of us end up dealing with them. And Qigong and its framing and its way of looking at the world, harmonizing ourselves, increasing our energy, improving health and longevity, improving joy and resilience and all these fantastic things I'll be talking about in future videos, can be life-changing. So it's far more than just exercise or routines I'm posting on YouTube. Qigong is a way of life, okay? And I think now more than ever, this ancient tradition is needed, and I think it's going to change millions of people's lives in the coming decades as we go forward. Okay, so closing statements as we're rounding this up. Also, guys, in 4 minutes, I'm going into a 20-minute seated practice. So I'm just wrapping up a quick intro to Qigong theory, looking to motivate you, inspire you so that you can reconnect. If you've been practicing Qigong, reconnect with it. If you're new to Qigong, you get inspired to try it out. And if you've been following along for a while, to deepen your understanding. So that's really my goal here. So I invite you to stick with me on this journey. Follow along, because I'm always growing. I'm always deepening my understanding of Qigong practice, of spirituality, of human development. I'm always growing. I'm 29. I think for a Qigong teacher, I'm pretty young. No longer a young buck, per se, in life, but in terms of Qigong, I think I'm pretty young, and so I think sticking along with me for a while is going to be worthwhile, because look, over the next couple of years, as I'm putting out more courses and routines, and I'm improving all this stuff, the amount of value you're going to get, if this is something that resonates with you, is going to be like no other Qigong channel on earth. Because look, every Qigong teacher brings their own thing. I think it's so important to learn from different Qigong teachers. Like, real quick, some of my favorite Qigong teachers out there right now, I just want to rattle them off because I think it's so worthwhile to learn from them. I really like, I think Montauk Chia's got cool stuff. I really like his work. I don't resonate with it 100% because, I don't know, just different styles. Lee Holden, for me, is number one. Lee Holden's like the king in my mind of like Western style Qigong. There's no other guy like him. We've got Nick Lofrey's out there banging out some of the highest quality Qigong routines on YouTube. We've got Qigong with Kseni on YouTube. She has some of the best short routines. I think she also has like a membership site too. So if you're, I think she has some of the, and I really like her style. It's super relaxing. It's different than the style of Qigong I teach. Man, there's some guys out there who are so good. I cannot remember their names because they're Chinese names, and I just like don't remember them off the top of my head. I'll make a list. I'll make a community post of some of my favorite Qigong teachers because I just think that's so fun to study them and to explore them. Okay, so those are some really cool guys too. Yes, all right, so get yourself comfortable. In about 1 minute, we're gonna dive into a seated Qigong practice. I was thinking about ending this live and then starting another one for the Qigong routine, but I think I'm just gonna keep them going. I think I'm just gonna keep it all as one session. So that's cool. All right, if you want to get yourself comfortable, if you want to find a spot to sit down, we're going to get started with a 20-minute Qigong session. And you can also watch the replay. I've got like a fluff coming out of my jacket. All right, let's begin. So this is gonna be a 20-minute seated Qigong practice. I'm gonna guide you through a series of movements and techniques, and you can try them out and see if you enjoy them. So the first move we're gonna do is called lower Dantian breathing. I think I got like a hat or something in here. Actually, I might even put this on. We'll put this to the side for now. Okay, so this first technique is called lower Dantian breathing. It's all about, we're gonna breathe the center here. So cross your hands, it doesn't matter which hand is on top. And then place it over your belly. And just take some mindful breaths into the belly. So inhale, belly, inhale into your belly. And then exhale. So you're here, just your hands are on your belly and you're breathing into the lower dantian. And exhale. When we do this, it actually helps to center us, ground us. It also brings us subtle energizing to the energy system. Okay, next what we're gonna do is you're gonna take your hands out to the side, keep a light loose fist. Hopefully you guys can hear me, I didn't put my mic on. So inhale, we're gonna open up the ribs. Then exhale, fold forward. Then inhale. And exhale, so spinal cord breathing. This is a really good movement for clearing stress of the day. So like if we've been sitting for a while, or we're just getting up in the morning, spinal cord breathing is a great technique to do. Our spine is like the spine is a continuation of the brain in a sense. So we want to make sure it's flexible and not stiff and crunchy. And we want to open up that flow of energy through the spine. So here as you exhale, push all the air out. Keeping your hands nice, loose and relaxed. And then as you inhale, you're filling up the ribs, inhaling all the way up. And then exhale. All right, let's do it 2 more times. Inhale, so your hands are nice, loose and relaxed. And as you inhale, feel that opening up of the rib cage. And then exhale down. And then last one up. Exhale, arms down to the side. Cool. All right, following along, how are we feeling? Hope that feels good. So this next move we're gonna do is called dog wags the tail. So just moving your shoulders from side to side. We're just gonna loosen up that stress and tension that we're holding in the spine. The spine is so important for our energetic health. Think about it, you know, spine is part of the central nervous system. And what is the nervous system other than like the central point of like how energy is moving through the body? So if our spine is stiff and crunchy and we're holding all this excess tension in it, it's gonna create emotional stress, tension, brain fog. So we wanna move that spine. You can even bring the neck into the movements a little bit. This is a good movement to do. It's really important that we move our spine in a variety of directions every single day, especially as we're getting older. You know, we don't want to wind up older with all this back pain that's built up over 10, 20, 30 years of not moving in a variety of directions. So we actually prevent a lot of discomfort and pain in the future by doing movements like this. And we can also work through any tension or tightness that we have in our back by doing these movements. Cool. Okay, so this next movement is wrist shaking. Wrists are really important energetically in Qigong practice. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna clear some stress, emotional stress that we're holding. And we're gonna do some, we can also open up the opportunity to laugh at ourselves a little bit. So shake your wrist like this, inhale through the nose, and then sigh. So just relaxing through your hands and wrists and just gently pumping the hands here. Also, if you're new to Qigong and you've never felt your Qi before, we're gonna do a quick technique after this, and it's gonna help you to actually feel your Qi, okay? So now, turn your hands this way, shake them. Let go of any stress, tension through the hands. Then we're gonna slow it down, slow it down. Now just place your hands on your legs and feel into your hands for a second. Do you feel warmth, tingling, or a buzzing sensation? Even just a little bit, that is your Qi being activated. Okay, so Qi is that buzzing, it's that energy that you feel, it's your aliveness. And so we do these types of techniques to activate that, to free it up, and then it lets us work with it as we go through a routine. Okay, this next technique is for the shoulders. We hold a lot of stress and tension in our shoulders. People report all around the world this is generally where they end up holding that stress and tension. So we're gonna do some shoulder rolls to clear that tension. So inhale, shoulders up, and exhale, around and forward. So inhale up, exhale forward. Just rolling out that tension in the neck and shoulders. I can remember the first time I did this technique and just being like, oh my gosh, that feels so good. That's actually a really fun moment and reason to explore Qigong is like, sometimes you learn a new movement and it just feels so good. Like, I can't believe I've never, like the first time I massaged the back of my neck and head, I just was like, what? That feels so good. I can't believe I spent my whole life and never gave myself a neck massage. Okay, and now let's change direction. So we're rolling the shoulders back. Inhale, back, rolling through. Keep breathing as we do this. Inhale, exhale, clearing away stress and tension. So the whole idea is that like when we're emotionally stressed, we actually tend to clench our muscles a bit. And so there's this relationship between the clenched and tight muscle and how you feel emotionally. So by undoing the physical stress and tension, it actually helps our emotions and how we feel as well. So these things are connected. Okay, so next, actually let's lift up the shoulders. Inhale, and then drop. And relax through your neck and shoulders. All right, let's do it again. Inhale, and then drop. And again. Feels very good. Okay, next we're gonna do a movement called spinal wave. I'm gonna just move my position a little bit here. I think it might be easier for myself. So what we're gonna do is you're gonna stick your chin forward. I'll show you kind of from the side. Stick chin forward. We're gonna wave the spine down and roll up. So inhale, exhale, waving the spine forward, and inhale, rolling up. This is super good, moving all the vertebrae, stretching those back muscles, clearing those lines of tension in the back, improving blood circulation, circulation of qi and energy, promoting youthfulness, longevity. Okay, we'll do one more. And up. Cool, so that's spinal cord, spinal wave. Super good, clearing that tension in the back, promoting health, longevity. Super awesome. Okay, so let's tune in. How you feeling? Are you following along? Do you enjoy these movements? I hope you are. If you're just joining in, you can follow along with right where we are. So this next technique is called sternum knocking. Now, the heart in Qigong theory is really said to be the controller of emotions. So what we want to do sometimes is we want to attend to the sternum area, the heart center, with some Qigong techniques to help free up that energy so we can cultivate it from, anxiety, stress, into more love, joy, and wellness. So what we're going to do is we're going to tap up and down the sternum like this. Just nice and gentle, creating some knocking, some energy, some movement there in the heart center. And if you are holding on to anything emotionally right now that you don't want to, just like if you've got a stinky garbage bag in your kitchen, it's time to throw it out. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna inhale through the nose, and we're gonna sigh from the mouth. Inhale through the nose, and then sigh out of your mouth. This time I want you to visualize inhaling some golden light. And as you exhale, any gray heaviness, let it go. Okay? Now knocking just below the collarbone. This is on the lung 1 and lung 2 points. Energize that lung meridian. So tapping on these lung points and heart points, it's really good, and you're gonna feel it if you're following along when we go into the flow section. Now knocking under the other collarbone. Okay. Let's just tune in. Feel the activation, the buzzing, tingling, anywhere you feel it in the body. And now we're going to go into open the flow. So, what we're going to do is we're going to relax here. We're going to do open the flow. So inhale, arms float up. And exhale, float down. Looking too close to the camera. Inhale, arms float up. And exhale down. Inhale, floating up. Exhale down. Inhale. And exhale. This move is called Open the Flow. And it really helps to open up the energy in the body. Once you've done the stretching and the activating, I find this movement to be just so nice. It feels so good because you're actually training your body to move with more ease and grace as you move the arms up and down. But also it helps the energy to really start to circulate and free up. And so you can cultivate with some practice. You might not feel it right away. I admit it took me a couple of weeks, months to really start to feel the energy. So inhale up and down. Now just do one arm at a time. So inhale your right arm, exhale down. Inhale left arm. Inhale. Inhale. Exhale. Now bring your hands low, palms face up. We're going to turn to the left side. Inhale, arms up, coming up over the head. And exhale, release down to the side. And then come over to your right side. Inhale. Turn back to center. And exhale, let go. Float down. Feel the energy. Inhale, you can visualize yourself gathering up energy from the ground beneath you. Turning to the center, and exhale. Clearing the way for new vision, new potential. Letting go of the winter. Cold, long winter we all just went through. Opening ourselves up for new experiences this spring, new relationships, new connections. And then inhale. Turn to center and exhale down. Now we'll do a little embrace the tree. So hold your hands out in front of you like this. Relax your hands and your palms. The arms are droopy. So you get this kind of a droopy elbows going on. And just hold that in front of your chest, and we're going to take a couple of breaths here. These standing postures are really great for improving our energy, building up resilience and strength, and finding presence and stillness. It's interesting, when we hold the body still, we notice how active the energy is. And then we can exhale, one arm down, one arm stays up. And we'll do cloudy hands. So inhale, coming across. As we get to one side, the arms switch, and then we float through. Don't worry about it being perfect if you're following along. Also gotta make sure I'm in the shot. And then floating through. Cloudy hands. Wind down. Now bring your hands together and bring them in front of your lower abdomen. This is considered to be the Dantian, or the elixir field, right here in the abdomen. And as you inhale, open the hands. Then exhale, close. And just see if you feel any magnetism, buzzing or tingling in your abdomen or your hands. So this is called the Qi ball. Playing with the Qi ball. And just be open to what you experience. If you don't feel much, that's completely fine. But as we open up the meridians, the energy flow in the body, and actually build up a charge in the lower abdomen, the experience of Qi and energy in this part of the body becomes very real and very tangible. Maybe you want to bring one hand over. Keep breathing. Just playing with that Qi ball. And just relax your arms down to your side. Take a few mindful breaths. Tune into how you're feeling. Compare that to how you felt at the beginning of the practice. Now inhale, arms up. And exhale down. Exhale long and slow down, just pulling down the sky. And then inhale. And exhale. Then cross your hands. Place your hands over your lower belly, back to where we started. We'll take a few breaths into the lower abdomen. see if as you're breathing, just relax your face, soften. Even if you just let your jaw hang loose. Relax your shoulders, breathe. Maybe bring a gentle smile into your face. So I hope you enjoyed this 20-minute seated practice. Qigong is a fantastic practice that has so many amazing health benefits. Also, what's amazing about the practice of Qigong is that as we continue to explore it, we begin to tap into our life force energy. And it goes from being a question, is there a life force energy? Or a disbelief, there's no such thing as a life force energy, to being something that is very tangible and real and that you can experience. It's a fantastic experience. It's a lot of fun. It feels good, and it helps to improve health, wellness, and longevity as well. There's so many amazing practices. So I invite you to join me on this journey of Qigong, of developing ourselves spiritually, emotionally, and in personal development. I think Qigong as part of a personal development habit is just so fantastic. Actually, one of my favorite high performance coaches, Brandon Bouchard, he's a world-leading high performance coach, and in interviews he says he has a Qigong practice he does it himself as well. And so this stuff is very real, it's very tangible, and I'm here sharing it with you. Thanks so much for joining. Closing statements. Continue to follow along for the rest of this week if you can. If you either watch them live or join afterward. Every day this week from 11 to 12, I'm doing a short 30-minute theory where we talk about Qigong in different ways, and then I'm doing a short guided exercise as well. The schedule is on my YouTube community post, and also those of you who are on the newsletter get access to the schedule, and I'll probably make a couple more posts about it, letting people know what's happening each day. So let me think. Is that it? Are we doing? Lastly, if you are getting into Qigong and you don't have a great yoga mat right now, I think that it's really important to get a high quality yoga mat. And if you go to my YouTube channel in the description section, there's actually an affiliate link if you want to check out Aloha Yoga. Honestly, I had the world's best yoga mat, and it's called the Unity Mat. And Aloha Yoga makes the best yoga mats in the world, and I have an affiliate with them, so if you are looking for a new yoga mat, definitely check that out. Okay. I also recently partnered with as an ambassador of Ajaya. So Ajaya makes organic cotton yoga clothing, like this shawl I have here. Super nice. I'm really happy with it, and I made sure that I actually only share with you guys things I really love, because I think that's great. I want to be able to share with you guys incredible techniques, but also products that I think can help your Qigong journey. So you can check out those on my YouTube page. And if you haven't already, check out the Effortless Qigong 7-Day Challenge. And actually what's happening is there's a change with that. If you've heard this in the past, I'm actually incorporating everything now into Effortless Qigong Elevate, which is currently a video library that will soon become a video library with a community that has all my courses and live sessions and weekly classes as well. So Effortless Qigong right now is currently a video library. You can sign up for free, and it's $100 a year. And if you do sign up for the whole thing, you get grandfathered in to the community section when that goes live. Okay. What else? Yeah. So stay well, stay healthy, peace. And if you want to try, as I'm closing off here, the final minutes, if you have any questions as well, let me know in the comments down below. Each day this week, I'm going to be raising the vibration. We're going to be getting more good energy as these lives go. Because I think what's going to happen is my state, guys, it's going to be building and building and building. And for those of you who join in, I'm hoping that you can pick up on some of that high quality energy, both for doing the practices, but also just being in this container, being in this space. Effortless Qigong is a place of possibilities. It's a place of peace, and it's a place of self-respect and ownership to yourself. Sometimes in society it can be hard as you're going through life. We get all these mixed messages, but what we're doing here is we're cultivating that inner power, that inner sovereignty, that inner respect, so that we can live high quality, healthy, and joyful lives. Anything else? I want to go live for the next 5 minutes, but I also feel like I don't have much else to say. If you're new to Effortless Qigong, make sure you subscribe to the channel. Check out some of the routines I have here. I would also say that Effortless Qigong is continually growing and evolving. So currently, I think the cameras I've been using, the phones I've been using, I was using these kind of old phones to film my routines. I'm already noticing a difference between that and using new higher quality cameras like this one. I don't think I'm going to use the iPhone 11 anymore for my lives. iPhone 13, I think I look much better in it. And I think I probably sound better as well. And coming into the next year, like, guys, I'm investing in higher quality cameras, higher quality mics. I'm taking courses on how to edit videos better. I'm taking courses on course design and all these things. And I'm also constantly studying and improving my Qigong understanding and abilities. So stick around, because look, to me, when I look at some of my routines, I think I've got some fantastic routines on YouTube. I've been told to have some of the best routines on YouTube from some of you guys, viewers, which means a lot to me. But like, I have a vision for like high quality HD routines. And right now my equipment and what I've done, and I think my own ability to edit hasn't reflected that high quality HD level yet. And so I've got a 6-month plan, build up a nest egg, and to be improving the quality of these videos. I think Qigong is a fantastic practice and it's lovely, but I think it needs to really be packaged for the online space in a high quality HD way. And that's what's going to make a difference, because I think having Qigong in every single home is part of this vision I have for Effortless Qigong. But the videos have to be top notch. And so thank you so much for subscribing, for tuning in and watching these sessions. It supported me along the way, and just know that I take your subscription. If you're someone who's on the newsletter, if you're someone who's subscribed to the channel, if you're someone who's shown interest in my Master Your Morning Routine course, for example, just know that I take that very seriously, and I want to honor your attention. Because look, you could be watching anything else right now on YouTube. You could be watching silly cat videos. You could be watching Eckhart Tolle talking about inner peace. You could be doing breathwork or yoga. You're doing any of these other things. I recognize that, and so my goal here at Effortless Qigong is to create the best content in the world. I want Effortless Qigong 5 years from now, 10 years from now, to just be putting out the best Qigong content that the world has ever seen. That's the ambition, that's the vision, that's why I'm here. And so thank you so much for joining me on this journey. And remember that this is a incredible lifelong investment we're making when we start to practice Qigong. When we start to tune into our bodies, learning how to breathe, how to feel our emotions, how to connect to our energy. It's spring. If you're in the northern hemisphere, it's getting nice and warm out. Take 2 to 4 Qigong movements that you really love, and find a safe place in a park and do some Qigong this week. That's my challenge to you. Thank you so much. Stay healthy. Keep it effortless. Peace.